Right, hello people, how are we all doing? So, welcome back to another Saturday Skin Showcase. Mr. MICRØ is back. No more Frank. I'm very thankful that you're back, Mr. MICRØ. I really did need you and I really did miss you. So,
Good to be back.
thank you very much, buddy. So, we're going to review a few groups of skins for the benefit of the Steam market investor, and we'll consider a few factors that weigh into making informal investment decisions. First, we'll take a look at this week's Rust item store rotation, and we'll follow that up with a look at the items from this week's workshop submissions, which are continuations of existing sets. This will prepare us with all of the information necessary to properly speculate about the market performance of existing and upcoming items. So, Mr. MICRØ, in your throne over there, seems you've been a bit successful this week, haven't you?
Yep. I'm just relaxing, taking it easy. I think I can afford to take a little bit of a break. Take a load off.
So,
Enjoy myself.
let me just increase your volume a bit because you have a victory speech. You, good sir, was very successful in getting a skin accepted. You and Mr. Morphus, shall we roll in straight to it, Mr. MICRØ? We'll discuss the demonic raven door. So let's get some movement onto me and let's get a good visual of your ever so nice looking sheet metal door. Take it away, Mr. MICRØ. Talk what you want to say and explain the design process.
Sure. Well, we had an idea for a door. I mean, this is a lot of this is Morphus's idea, but we put the glow on the upper half using some design philosophy that you and I talked about recently in a video, where it's my preference to have a glowing item like a door, have that accentuation more towards the top, so that you could still preserve a little bit of element of stealth when crouched in front of it. So it's
Just get a good look at that in the day.
that was my mentality when laying out the glow here for this. But
Ooh, got some very nice design here. Like the themes. So when I first looked at it, I was thinking, is that like gothic? Like, I don't want to say witchcraft or anything, but obviously there's a hint to that design. But it's like European gothic, like an apothecary's door. I like what it is. Like, it's not necessarily. Oh, well, you got the pentagram, but it's not necessarily sinister. But it's definitely like a very old style design type of door that you'd see if you were to go into much older places in Europe and whatnot. And of course, I'm sure that's where you've got taken like the heart of the design for the actual door, but adding all of like this interesting looking knocker on the door, pentagram on the handle, and the very very nice placement of those crows. I think you've done a fantastic job. Like,
I think so. I like some of the detail in the wood grain too, the way the light, it interacts with the light and you can really see it. It turned
yeah,
out really nice.
getting a good look at up there, all up close, how it all stands out at night. Do you know what, Mr. MICRØ? Could you turn off the light? We really do want to get a good look of this without any light. And yes, perfect. That that looks great. You've done a spectacular job there with Mr. Morphus. And do you know what? Just for old time's sake, how about you run across it just so we can make good use of the showcase?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, if I'm crouching in front of it, and moving around, well, you could see my name tag there, but other than that, you won't really see my body walking in front of it. I mean, if I stand up and if I'm standing in front of it, you'll see me.
Yeah.
I could still walk past crouched without giving away too much about my silhouette.
Yes, yes, and that was one of the things we're discussing with garage doors, armored doors, single doors, and double doors and whatnot. If it gives off your position at night, it's probably something people don't want to put outside for their entrance, their exit. So it's a tactical decision, and you've definitely added a very good design philosophy for how you've made this work. And you've executed this really, really nicely. I think you've done a spectacular job of this. And, the sales at the moment reflecting that. Loads of people are really liking this. So you finally got your contribution to Rust, Mr. MICRØ. You have a place.
It feels great. It really does.
Yeah,
I've been around the workshop now for well, I've been actively contributing over the past, it's been a year or so at least. I've been working together with some other collaborators and assisting in various ways, but I've been sort of an enthusiast for skins and the workshop process for many years prior to that. And so I've been educating myself, learning about the process and practicing in various ways, the techniques involved in skin making. As my knowledge grow and as I've retained an interest in it, I gradually have been helping and collaborating and contributing to the process more and more. And I think this collaboration here with Morphus turned out amazing. Like I'm so happy with his work. And for anyone curious, he did the 3D modeling, the sculpting, and the texturing, and then I did the glow portion of it. So I did the baking process for the emission map, where you're essentially ray casting from a light source, and in this case, it's the red emblem and the eyes of the crows or the ravens. Are casting that light, and in the pitch black, you'll see where it bounces off of and glistens off each of the little rivet and the skull and the edges of the door frame. And as a contributing as further contributions, I did the renders for the thumbnails and all the screenshots for the workshop page. So I think our team effort came together and resulted in a really nice end product. We both made our our contributions to the design, and it ended up being and looking something that I'm really proud of. And I feel good making workshop skins that look good and that get your support and everyone out there voting and stuff. That's great as just a feeling of good feedback. But to find out this got into the game and was accepted was such a delight and such a proud moment for me. I was really thrilled and really grateful for the opportunity to have something be accepted in the game. It's unreal. This has been my favorite game for years and years now, and to have left my mark on it is really something I'm super happy to be in this position.
You've definitely been really happy these past few days. So
yeah, and I owe some of that to you, Hedge, for giving me a show. You showed it off during your workshop review, and for everyone out there in the chat who gave their feedback in various ways, votes, upvotes, and comments on the workshop page. I really do appreciate that. And I've got comments on Twitter and on over Steam and on Discord, various congratulations on getting something accepted. And man, it's all the positivity and all the good feeling that's come as a result of this has really had a profound impact on me. I couldn't be more happy. It's really been great.
I'd give you a trophy if I could, so you could just kind of like, you know what? It's perfect time for a MICRØ dance. Come on, give us what we need. Give us what we deserve. Yay! So congratulations,
celebrate.
Congratulations to Mr. MICRØ, and let's not make it the only one. Let's see many more in the future. Keep at it. Good.
I certainly intend on staying active in the workshop, and I mean, at this point, my life is complete. It feels like, as far as Rust goes, I have something to be accepted is such a happy moment. But that's a success that turns into a positive feedback loop. So, if I can achieve this feeling again, like I'm gonna keep working and keep trying to come up with more good contributions to the workshop.
So my chat, very happy for you. People on my server were very happy for you, and
I really appreciate that.
They're grateful for you. They're grateful for you, and I'm grateful for all the help that you've given us, and I'm sure everybody here is grateful for all the help that you've given us, especially with setting up and helping out with doing these videos that we do every Saturday.
I love the game. I love all this process, and I love to share with everybody else. So it's all one love here. Big shout out to everybody.
You really do deserve it, bud. So Should we now talk about the other skins? Oh yeah, we have other skins. Should we?
We should. We should.
Cool, and then, so, shall we move on to, and again, once more, congratulations, buddy. I'll definitely be buying maybe just a few hundred, maybe a few thousand.
Yes, everybody go.
Yes, yes.
Go buy one.
This stream.
Your family needs one. For your pet.
This stream is sponsored by Demonic Raven Door and my YouTube video. Not one of those VPNs. No, if you want a real protection, get that door. It's so cool looking. Look, it glows in the dark. It's so sinister. Everybody would be scared of your base. Go for that. Buy the door. Buy the door. It's only $2.49. So, all right. Okay, let's stop being salesmen. Let's start talking about the sleeping bag.
Let's
right.
To our actual job here.
So yes. So this is made by Hatson TM, and honestly, I was actually expecting a different skin from Hatson to being accepted. You know the one. I was expecting his neon armored double door skin to be accepted. And I was a bit surprised, but hey, at the end of the day, we got another sleeping bag skin, and we haven't had many of these being accepted this year. I believe this is the 5th sleeping bag accepted so far, and it's almost November, so you definitely can tell it's been quite some time. But the most recent sleeping bags, they've all been glow in the dark. We've recently had, so let's just get a good nighttime. Ooh, spooky. So I like the fabric on it. I like how it all stands out on all the indents, for it's all stitched together and whatnot. Very spooky looking. But yeah, the last sleeping bag to be accepted, Outer Planets glow in the dark, and before that, Molten Visage glow in the dark. And yeah, at night time, the light definitely does make it reflect very nicely, looking very cool. Hatson, I think you've done a pretty good job here. So yep, this is the first sleeping bag skin to be accepted after about almost 4 months, so it's been quite a while. This is currently on sale for $1.99. Mr. MICRØ, are you spooked?
I am aghast. I don't know what.
It's cutesy. It's cutesy spooky.
It is cute. I think I've heard people say maybe it'd be good for a snow biome. I certainly think it's.
Yeah, that could work.
A glowing sleeping bag is actually a pretty OP deployable for early game before you have lights set up and whatnot. No question that it helps, but at the same time, anything that glows that can be a help can also work against you in the case of a raid or something. So you got to consider that in your use case or your deployment strategy if you want to get specific about wording, but I think it's a cool skin, and it's definitely very Halloween-y, and the fact that it glows is certainly going to be an appeal for a lot of people, I think. So nice work, Mr. Hatson TM.
Good job, Mr. Hatson TM. So he actually pointed out when the Rust rotation happened during the stream, so I'm very grateful. Yeah. He's like, oh, I got my sleeper bag in, but not my door. I was like, ah. But hey, I like it. I think he did a good job, and it's definitely welcome for Rust right now. Do we have a pig? MICRØ, go take care of Mr. Pig. And I'll move on to discussing the Ghostly Flame garage door. Oh. Anyway, Ghostly Flame garage door, and we can actually discuss that point with your door, with the design philosophy in taking in consideration the glow in the dark. So if I were to obviously make this nighttime, stands out, very nice, very appealing. But Mr. MICRØ, if you were to stand in front of this garage door, yeah, we got that problem. Very noticeable, could be a bit of a problem. At the end of the day, interesting looking design, interesting looking skin. It is part of a collection. So this is a continuation of the Ghostly Flame collection. We've had the furnace, we've had the large box, the sheet metal door, and now this year we have the garage door. But we have had a bit of a problem recently with the likes of quite a lot of garage door skins being accepted this year, along with a lot of the glow-in-the-dark ones. So this right now is selling for $2.99. It does leave me a bit sceptical in regards to what its future might behold with it. Take, for example, its sheet metal door. That sold for the exact same price. It's still struggling. It's barely. Right now, it's barely selling over $1. So we'll discuss more about that in the 48-hour analysis. How likely will it? How far will it go as an investment? Will it make wonderful profits and whatnot? But at the end of the day, very nice looking door. You've done a very good job there. That being Mr. Svonsper. Svonsper? Sorry about that. Ooh, how do you pronounce that?
Fly up the camera to the edge of the roller. Take a look at the glow on the side of the rolling.
Oh, is it?
Top.
Oh, I didn't spot that. Ooh, it's got candles. Ooh, that's a nice little detail. I didn't know you could do that.
You know, and that's actually an important feature when you have your base. When you're in your base, a lot of times you have the doors rolled up. And so being able to spot the roller in the dark is a nice thing. So having a glowing roller is an option that skin makers have when they're designing things. And so he chose to put his glow on the edges. That I think is a novel and pretty unique twist on it.
That is clever. Wow, you're definitely giving us all the details now, Mr. MICRØ. You got the insight. You got the inside story. So yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know about that. Right, well, back to the door. So yeah, cool design, very spooky, perfect for Halloween. Thank you very much, Mr. Svonsfer. Now we'll move on to the rug from hell. So, Mr. MICRØ, do you want to... Oh, you know what? I'm not letting you... No, it's my... Comfy. So, anyway, where were we? This is the second rug skin to be accepted in all of this year. We've seen bearskin rugs, but that's its own thing. That came out last week and it sold like crazy. In fact, I should quickly point out this to everybody. I don't expect any insane amounts of sales of all of these skins this week. I feel like everybody went crazy last week. We saw a few skins going very close and over 40,000 sales overall. I think this is the current standout skin so far this week. Wouldn't be surprised if this rug sells very nicely, because a lot of people, now I have been seeing pictures and whatnot, lots of people have been decorating their entire base in Rug from Hell. And it's also not too gimmicky for Halloween. It is a Halloween skin, but we've seen From Hell skins appear throughout all of this year. We've seen the armored door, the crossbow, and we've seen like double armored doors in the workshop, which never got accepted. So with what I'm seeing here, I see that people do like the appeal of it. And of course, it's very helpful to have all around your base to get a good idea of where everything is. You don't even need lights. You could just cover it in pentagrams. Satan would tell me the way. Yes, some people really do like the roleplay of it. You can cover your entire bases in pentagrams. You can pretend you're some sort of demon spawn or something. You know, people can work with this. They're enjoying it. They like it. It's being bought out a lot. It's got a home, and people really are enjoying it. Now, the main question I was kind of pointing out was, is it too gimmicky for Halloween? Well, I don't see pumpkins everywhere. I don't see zombies all over it. It's just literally something that can be used throughout all of the year. I don't know how else to put it. Now, we will be talking about this whole gimmicky situation in a bit, because there's plenty of other skins that are definitely too gimmicky for Halloween. And it's a bit of a detriment in terms of investments, because people don't want to wear Halloween stuff all year round when it's not Halloween. Mr. MICRØ, as you know, Mr. Fashion Police over here with his wonderful... yeah, not everybody's going to want to dress up like that. Sure, people would like to wear it all during October, but October is only 1 month out of 12, and it's quite a long time until the next time it's October, isn't it? So this rug, selling very nicely, people like it a lot, it's looking to be a very good thing to put your money towards. So, any words, Mr. MICRØ? Do you like what you have? Is it comfy on your feet?
It is comfy on my feet, and you know, as someone who didn't really buy into the From Hell set, this is actually one of the more, I would say, like, useful items from the set. Not that I don't like the other items, I just, for some reason, I didn't invest in them, and I kind of regret that now because they've gone up so much. But I definitely bought a couple of these rugs, and I can't help but make the observation that, you know, it does bear a bit of a resemblance to my skin for this week, and so therefore they sort of complement one another, and well, it's just, I don't know if you'd call it a coincidence. Clearly they were picked maybe on account of their similarity, but they pair well together. And what better to add to your base than a pentagram styled door to match your pentagram.
Did we summon that?
the helicopter?
Yeah, Hellspawn. Right. But one last thing to point out: this is the second marketable glow-in-the-dark rug. I believe we've had glow-in-the-dark Twitch drops. Panamanian.
Stabby's rug as glow, and then there's Twitch drops that glow.
Yeah. So yes, we don't have many glow-in-the-dark rugs. Helpful for navigating around your base at night time if you don't have electricity set up. There's a lot of benefits there. It's selling very nicely. We will discuss this more in the 48-hour analysis. Looking very nice, and that's a good job right there for Sir Q. Very nice continuation of your collection, and I hope to see plenty more in the future. So we've seen plenty of your From Hell skins in the past for Halloween, and we're continuing that tradition. So good job so far, buddy. I'm looking forward to what's next. And with that, Mr. MICRØ, shall we take a look at the Halloween wooden door? So I remember you pointing this out to me. This up close right here, right now, might not look that much. Yes, it's all boarded up. It's like it's hastily put together. Maybe some people behind this door, they're worried sick about who might be trying to get in or whatnot. But now just turn it to night time. And yes, you can see an ever so faint glow under cobwebs. And an ever so faint light behind the wood. Now, MICRØ, can we just open the door real quickly?
Sure. Unfortunately, it opens to the inside. You
can
flip it around.
Yeah, you can flip it around if you can, good sir. So we've seen that during the day.
Sorry.
It's all good. I mean, yeah. And there we go. On the other side, 4 brightly glowing pumpkins. So, Mr. MICRØ, I think this good sir who has made the skin, it's MM. No, that's not MM. It's Anafen. Oh no, it's not. Oh, it's Golden Dreamer. Sorry about that. I've got it all to my left. I've got the name wrong. It is 100% Golden Dreamer. Did he change his name recently? Or is that a completely new creator?
I'll be honest, I don't recognize the name. I think he may be more of a CSGO workshopper.
Oh, so a new creator.
I didn't go through his Rust collection. It looks like he has a set of Easter themed stuff from earlier this year, and then that looks like his first accept back in Easter time.
All right then. So
this actually is a collaboration though with several people. There's Golden Dreamer, Say Chains, and Credix. So those guys are all active in the workshop, and this is submitted under Golden Dreamer's workshop. So
I like the wood detail. He's done a good job there. Looks really cool. Very nice, very Halloweeny gimmicked skin, but now I bring up the potential problems, because do you want to use this door when it's not Halloween? Do you want to use this when it's December? When it's February? When it's April, June, July? Do you notice the problems? Not everybody is going to want to use this whenever it's not around October time. And yeah, now you can see the problem. Also, it's a wooden door. Yes, alright. We are aware. At some point during the early life of your Rust base, you might be using wooden doors. You're definitely going to be in that sort of position. That happens. But is this the door skin that you're going to want to use? Maybe you just happen to own it, or maybe you happen to own another one that you prefer. There's plenty of other wooden door skins that we've seen this past year. Is this the one for you? I'm inclined to believe most likely no. I am a bit worried because, yes, a bit too gimmicky for Halloween. But it's still a very nice looking skin, so congratulations there to Golden Dreamer and the rest of the people that are involved in the creation of the skin. But I will go over this... Oh! Wait, hang on a minute! Who opened that door? Oh, I thought you turned into a ghost. I didn't see that you were right there. My camera wasn't seeing you. Right then. So, shall we move on to the Skull Mausoleum Furnace? I do hope I pronounced that correctly. Is it Mausoleum?
Yep, I think that's right.
Right, so this is created by Anafen, and it's a very nice, interesting... I was about to say gothic again, but it's like very reminiscent of graveyard-style carvings. I believe the stacks of skulls are like the Paris catacombs. And, ooh, spooky. So how about we just get a good look at all the detail during the day. I think he's done a really good job here of like showing off the scarring, the dents, the skull right here looking really cool. Let's get a good visual right there. And now I'll make it nighttime, or in the evening, yeah. Where it's kind of red in the sky, red all the way around. Who's shooting?
What? There must be zombies out there somewhere. Wow, that's funny.
MICRØ, what did we summon with the rug? I don't. Let's just try and get through this before they get over to here. I don't want more neighbours. Anyway. Yes, all stacked up in a row all the way around, looking very cool. Now let's make it to the dead of night. And it really does stand out very nicely. We've got red trim all around. We've got some inscriptions on the back. RIP. RIP. Oh dear, who died? All the skulls down here, looking all concerned. Oh no, I'm dead. How did this happen? Now I'm hot. So yes, and then we get a good visual at the front. Looking very good. Very nice skin here, Mr. Anafen. But you do have competition. So let's just turn this back to day. Mr. MICRØ, could you turn off the furnace? And I will answer away with what I'm a bit concerned about. So, what did we just saw last week? We saw a very interesting looking zombie furnace. And I did discuss this whole situation where quite a lot of furnace skins are a fair bit tame in their design. This does look very cool. I think he's done a very good job. It's not a point where I'd sit here and say this is too gimmicky for Halloween. Yes, it's got death and whatnot, but we've had many skins in the past that are all situated around death with skulls and whatnot. That's normal. That's normal. But with this, it's still a fair bit tame in its design. To a point where, look at the zombie furnace and then look at this. I have seen a theme where people really do like a wacky, standout, insane looking furnace. And, oh, is this a continuation?
Mm-hmm.
I believe it is. So, no, wasn't this the sarcophagus? No, this... Am I right to say... Oh, no, they changed the name of it, didn't they? Face Punch does this. Was its workshop name Skull Mausoleum, but they changed this to Skull Sarcophagus? Because, yeah...
For the box, you mean?
Yes.
I'll check.
It looks like it was
called Skull Sarcophagus when it was submitted to the workshop.
Okay. So, technically speaking, they are the same theme. It's just they're not technically the same collection, but they are definitely made by the same creator with the same theme in mind. That's a good catch there. I remember this. It didn't do too well, but if you invest in things at the right price, anything could be a profit. And that applies to this as well.
You can put them side by side and see the glow, sort of has a similarity, similar theme there too.
Yeah, the red trim, the rip. Get down, look at the skulls. Yeah, those are pretty much the same skulls. Yeah, all right. Hey, if it worked one time, do it again. And it worked again. So I guess we'll be seeing another one next year, potentially. Can't say no to that. We're seeing a pattern, Mr. MICRØ. We are definitely seeing a pattern. So, Mr. MICRØ, could you remove that? Turn the furnace off. We have a large box to discuss. It is...
yeah.
Yep,
okay, go ahead.
That is what I wanted to talk about. It is a continuation of the small box that appeared last year. This right here is the Ghost Pumpkin large box made by MM. And if you recall, last year we had the small box. Well, this year we got its big brother. So let's get a good look at this during the day. Let's descend down and take a good look on all of its sides. As we can see, there's a whole bunch of vines wrapped around it. Candles all on the side. We just saw what it looks like when it glows in the dark. Let's get a good appearance of it during the daytime. Get a good nice twirl around that. So, is this a bit too gimmicky for Halloween? Maybe. Let me just quickly tell you the story of how the small box performed last year. It went down in price pretty quickly, and it stuck. It was around $1 for a very long time. This right here, much bigger. It's pretty much the same design, but will we see the same pattern of progress in terms of its value? I am skeptical. I'm not going to be offering too much for it. I mean, I did worry about another storage last week with the pumpkin small box. I definitely attributed or referenced the small ghost pumpkin box from last year, and I mentioned how that was a problem. So I was very cautious with that pumpkin. Now we've got literally the bigger version of it. I'm going to be cautious with this as well. Yes, it's glow in the dark. Yes, it can be helpful for you, but for many people, they're probably going to look at that and think, it's not Halloween. Do I really want that? So I am cautious, and you do have to think about what other people are thinking about. You do have to keep in mind the overall opinion of what others think, because if overall people don't really want to use it, it's not going to be in demand, and the price is not going to stay up, is it? So do be cautious. Do be aware of the situations. We will discuss the patterns and whatnot with the 48-hour analysis. So, nice design, I like it. It's a perfect fit for Halloween, but as the investor, I'm a bit unsure of it still. So, Mr. MICRØ, I do believe that is all of the deployables. We had your ever so lovely door, the wooden door, the rug, the garage door, the furnace, and the large box here, and of course the sleeping bags. So I shall bring myself back to life. Huzzah! Now we have weapons to show off. So let's go take a look at something I've been waiting for a very, 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 very long time. Ever since the end of February, we have not seen a new rock skin, and well, lo and behold, it took until Halloween, but it finally happened. What I have right here in my hands is the Scarecrow Rock, made by Killer BL. I hope I'm saying that correctly. It is, in fact, glow in the dark, pretty handy. And if I were to reference a skin that was very similar to this, that's come out in the past, I would point out to you the Pumpkin Rock that came out like 4 years ago. Literally the same design with the spooky face, but it was coloured orange. This one, it's all patchwork, it's all stitched together, it's quite literally a scarecrow. So, Mr. MICRØ, strike a pose, let's get a good look at you, and let's get a good look at all of that stitching. Mr. MICRØ, aren't you ever so happy that you have a new rock to go greatly with your fashion? Are you all stitched together? So,
I'm feeling pretty stitched up today.
Yes. Everybody starts off with a rock at some point. You're going to die quite a lot. You're going to be starting off with a rock. Why not start off your brand new fresh wipe with a stylish looking, stitched up together Scarecrow Rock that glows in the dark. Yes, at night it could be quite helpful for you, as you need to quickly orient yourself for where you're hitting those trees at night time, or those rocks. So let's just quickly get it at night. In his hands, he's got the whole rock. In his hands, he's got the whole rock. In his hands. So yeah, I think he's done a pretty good job there with the stitching. He's definitely made it unique. We saw an eyeball. We saw some pumpkin rocks in the workshop and whatnot. But this is the winner, the victor. And I think he's done a very good job there. I think that's going to sell pretty nicely, because we have not seen a rock skin in 8 months. It's been that long. So good job there, Mr. MM. No, that is not correct. It is Killer BL. Sorry, MM was the last guy. Killer BL, congratulations. Is that a new guy? No. He's been around for a long time, hasn't he? Killer BL has been as far back as... He was the guy that made the Christmas tree door. The wooden one. Yeah, that's years ago. So whenever he appears, he's making something very, very interesting. Look at that face. Can I spin it around? I can't remember how to spin around.
Yeah, hold control.
Control. Look at that smile. Right. Press R. Whoa. You pointing at me, Mr. MICRØ? Don't you dare throw that. Right. So. Don't do it. Don't do it. MICRØ. Right then, Mr. MICRØ, how about we whip out the Crossbones Crossbow? So, let's get a good look at you. Ooh, shoot that in the sky. Reload. Get that during daytime. So, we've had quite a lot of crossbows this year. Now we've got a very interesting... I would sit here and say it's not too snazzy, it's not too in your face. Nice and simple in its design, its execution. I would sit here and say it's not too gimmicky for Halloween. I should also point out with the rock, yeah, it's spooky, but we haven't had that many rock skins. So with this, I kind of am more worried about the fact that we've had far too many crossbows this past year. Quite a lot, and they haven't been doing very well. I wouldn't sit here and say we're oversaturated with options, but I would just kind of sit here and say, be a bit cautious. With the likes of the rock, there hasn't been any, and because of that, everybody's been buying out all of the cheaper ones. With this, people have had far too many options for cheaper ones. So, Mr. MICRØ, strike a pose. Oh, look at him holding that ever so nicely. Let's just get a good look at you to the side. Very nice. It's like... I like this purely based on the fact that it quite literally looks like someone in this Rust world just like got some white paint and just painted over all of his crossbow. Is it a statement? Is it the depictions of a madman? Or is it just someone who can't draw that very well? But that's not for me. That's not me making fun of the creator. I literally do think that's the intended design. He's made something that someone on this island quite literally made from scratch. A DIY weapon of sorts and a DIY design. So good job there, Mr. Killer BL. Looking sorry, Kelmo Legend.
Yeah, this is Kelmo's first acceptance.
I'm sorry.
A collaboration between Kelmo Legend and well, it's a person that's been around for a while. They've recently changed their name to Marble Masha, but it's I've known them as Black Track for a while. So congratulations to both. We're all in the same boat, getting our first acceptance this week. It's
that's really cute.
Sharing that moment together. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool to have that experience.
Yay! New friends. Yeah. So my apologies about that. I was talking so much about the rock that I thought I was talking about the rock. But with this crossbow, looking pretty good. Great start, buddy. Hope to see more from you in the future. Keep it up. Best of luck. Now we'll move on to the Midnight Ghost AK. And hang on a minute.
Let me show that off on my back real quick.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty good. Yeah. Ooh.
Another way of displaying it.
And then what we'll do, let's get that in the daytime as well. Looking quite shabby, looking pretty good. He's going to whip that out and shoot bones at you. So, good job there, good job there. Shall we talk about the AK, Mr. MICRØ?
Okay.
So, shoot that once more, quick reload, and we'll move on to... Not that. I will talk about the Midnight Ghost AK-47 made by Odyssey. And we did show this off 2 weeks ago, didn't we? 3 weeks ago? But what we showed off was the glow-in-the-dark version. So let's just quickly point this out. Yeah, this one doesn't glow in the dark. What you can see there is reflecting of the light. If I were to go over to here in pitch black, yeah, no glow-in-the-dark AK. You can't see the cool-looking Grim Reaper guy at night time, which kind of disappointed me. If there was ever a year, or if there was ever a time to release a glow-in-the-dark weapon like a glow-in-the-dark AK, I would always suggest doing it for Halloween. You know, let the expression of interesting designs take place. Let me see the Grim Reaper at night time. That's all I ask. And it didn't really show up that much, did it? But at the end of the day, it's still a very cool looking design. Mr. Odyssey, I think you've done a very good job here. And let's get a good look at that up with Mr. MICRØ. Looking very stylish as he holds the pose. Looking very cool. And as we zoom in ever so closer, we can see that Grim Reaper holding the skull. Is it a statement? Is this your future? Get a good pan around. Yes, that looks really cool with the light reflecting on it. Very standout, very interesting. And I am pretty cautious with this because, yes, we have had a lot of AK skins come out this year, but in terms of like the artistry, the design in what's been drawn onto this, I think he's done a very good job of it. It's just, you know, if it glowed in the dark, it really would stand out in comparison to all the other ones. It would have that niche behind it, because I think we only have like 3 glow-in-the-dark AKs. AK from Hell, not the glow-in-the-dark aim sights. But yeah, we've had the, what was it, the Chains one, which was a Halloween skin from about 3 or 4 years ago. Very good design, Odyssey. And I wouldn't be surprised if it sells fairly well. Will it hold up its price? Well, it's not too... I wouldn't sit there and say it's too gimmicky for Halloween. Again, we have plenty of skins which are themed with death that have come out in the past year. It's got RIP on the back. It's telling you your future. Let's just get a quick spin around there. So yeah, pretty cool looking. I like it a lot. Very cool design. Whoop. Looking good, Mr. MICRØ. Looking good. Right. So... Mr. MICRØ, shall we move on to the next weapon, that being the Ghost Halloween SAR? And if I could just bring that up, make it daytime. Again, we have another skin that we've already shown off. This was a continuation of the, let's just remember, the Ghost Halloween AK-47 that came out last year. This is made by Mr. Verona. Looking very good, a rip on the side. And if we make it nighttime, as you can see... wait, I'm in the light. Yeah, no glow. No glow. So just point that out to you. And, of course, no super helpful aim sight colours. If I were to show you the AK, that had a nice tint of blue on the top. But with this, just grey. I mean, you do have that little white tip. I think that's just a reflection of the light.
There's a little pop of reflection there, so it really does give you good contrast, you know, despite not having a standout color like a red or green, which some skin makers do choose to include. I think this is reasonably well done with a nice...
Oh, no, that is texture. That is texture.
It is. No, I think that's pretty well done.
So, quick reload, get that in the light... Looking good, Mr. MICRØ. Let's get a good look at you. Give that a nice pose. Look to the side. I want to see that rip. Yes, Mr. Verona. You've been fairly successful. Wait, hang on a minute. Oh, Pier. Wait, what? Rip. Okay.
He did a great job with the normals on this. I think the sculpting came out pretty nice. It's you know, it's sort of toned down, like low key with the black and white. It's got that sort of spooky and Halloweeny, pumpkin-y vibe.
It's got some very good normals.
He mirrored the letters on the other side, but I think it's a tiny detail that's it's pretty easy to overlook that.
Yes, peace in rest. Peace in rest. Okay, so yeah, I think he's done a very good job on the normals, as you said. It stands out very nicely. When the light reflects on it, you can see how it stands out. Very cool, very nice. Well, I was zooming in. Oh, whoa. Yes, you can get a good sense of it sticking out as the light reflects on it. Pretty good job there. But I am cautious still with this as well, because literally last week, this is like talking about the furnace. We had a very standout, interesting, crazy looking design with the slime. Sorry, Slime Monster SAR. Sorry, I got my names mixed up with the furnace. Slime Monster SAR was a very interesting, standout, fairly uniquely coloured skin that came out last week. This ghost... Oh, Where you going, MICRØ?
I'm just stepping back out of the light a little bit. If you get in on if you get close on the texture and you move your light around a little bit, you'll be able to see how it interacts with the texture there. And
all right, let me get that light. So, as I was, ooh, look at that. Ooh, that looks good. Let me get a good look at that. You look.
Get close up on the side, on the on the side of the receiver there, between my hands, basically, and you get. Yeah, as you wiggle the light around over there, you really see how the shadows interact with the texture on the surface, or I should say the way the light interacts to create those shadows. But that's that normal mapping, and I think he did a pretty good job with that.
He did do a very good job on that, and that does look really, really nice. But the problem is, in terms of its colour scheme, and I'll be honest with you, in terms of its design, it's a fair bit tame in comparison to what we just saw appear last week. And with the likes of quite a lot of fairly interesting SAR skins that have come out very recent, ever since the likes of the Nightwatch SAR with the Blackout SAR, and then we've had a couple in between from there. We've had quite a lot of SAR skins this year. The weapon itself is being used a lot in game, but it's got a lot of competition. And I am a bit worried for this. Now, if we recall back with the Ghost Halloween AK-47, that didn't do super great last year either. It's a very similar situation with so many AK-47 skin options to look toward, with so many SAR skins to look toward and whatnot. With so much competition, the fairly tame design just doesn't get bought out and used that much. You did a very good job, Mr. Verona, but I am a bit worried in regards to if it's going to be an okay investment. And I do think the other SAR, the Slime Monster SAR from the previous week, might be taking up all the attention. But hey, if something doesn't sell that much, then there's an opportunity to be made for a skin that doesn't have that much quantity in circulation. But you've done a very good job, looking very cool. Peace in rest. Sorry. But hey, do a Mirror World skin next year and make it all wacky on the other side or something. That's a cool idea to consider. So, we have the weapons. We now have the Ghost Blaster. Ghost Blaster double barrel shotgun. Please do not sue. So, let's just get straight to the point. It's Ghostbusters. It's literally a Ghostbusters design. And I'm quite surprised that it was accepted. But then again, last week we had the Plants vs. Zombies cap. Mm-hmm. And I think you could just sit here and say, oh, it's parody. It's fine. Yeah, you can sit there and say that as much as you want, but I'm not sure. Oh, well, it's accepted, so it's in now. So as long as it had a different name, I think it's fair game.
In past instances where things were deemed to be after the fact, after being accepted, I think they were still allowed to be in the game, right? They just put them on trade hold, or you were bound to your account or something like that. Or
yes, we have had discontinued skins because, well, copyright. That's happened 3 times, if I'm correct. Rusty Cola, the rocket launcher that I can't remember the name of.
Knock knock.
Knock knock. And was it the door? The wooden door?
Oh, there's a punishment mask.
Yes, there's also that as well. But the door is the only one that's still technically in circulation with like 4 of them available. And the likes of Knock Knock, Rusty, and
do you mean that metal tree door?
Yeah, metal tree door.
That was an inadvertent accept. So that wasn't a violation of IP or anything like that. That wasn't. There was no copyright violations or anything like that. That was purely, I think, both of those doors were by the same author, and one was inadvertently released and without, being intended to, which was a mistake quickly corrected within an hour or so, but still a few got out into circulation.
Oh.
It would be interesting to see what happens, like if anybody complains about this or whatnot. And we had a streamer skin that was initially released that was requested to be changed, or was maybe a threat of legal action. But that Dino Nugget chest plate started.
Yes, the Dino Nuggets
sweater pattern, right?
Yes.
It actually was a pretty tight skin. I thought that was a really cool Twitch drop, and I didn't know that particular pattern or whatever was copyrighted. And it was unfortunate that that was not allowed because I thought that was a pretty cool chest plate. But
You do like your donut nuggets.
yeah, I guess I'll take the down nuggets. I'll be honest, I'm not going to use that. But and maybe just to horse around, but the sweater one I might have used. I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, we're getting off track. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens if there's any type of backlash towards either this or that cap, and keep in mind what impact that might have towards people who own them if they're put on trade hold, or trade lock. You might get stuck with whatever you've got in your inventory.
Sorry, I just thought I heard a bear.
There is one. He's right around to my left side.
Do you want to make good use of that shotgun?
Well, there's only one shell in it, so
Make it count.
let's see. Come here, Mr. Bear. Oh, he's running.
Yes. He's a ghost bear, clearly. Suck him up.
Well, I've flown off now, and I can't find the bear. Oh, there he is.
I didn't work. Now he's angry. Run. He's an angry ghost bear. Get him.
I'm going to ghost the bear, and I'm just going to leave him out there. Goodbye, bear.
Right. So, we've talked about the Crossbones Crossbow, the Midnight Ghost AK, Ghost Halloween SAR, Ghost Blaster DBS shotgun, and of course the Scarecrow Rock. That leaves us with armour. Mr. MICRØ, strike a pose, look pretty, show me what you got. We have the pumpkin armour kilt, vest, helmet, pumpkin tier 2. And let's get a good look at you. So, what do we see with our eyes? Something very gimmicky for Halloween. I like the design of the design choice. It's quite literally pieces of pumpkin carvings all wrapped around with vines, twisted, knotted, spun around, nicely knitted all together. I think he's done a very good job with this. Now the problem is, do you really want to run around with full orange armour everywhere? I don't think it's super helpful for most environments. However, if you like it, use it. That's the main thing. But the problem is everybody going to want to use Halloween armour throughout the entire year? That's the question. And that raises my question again from earlier, talking about gimmicky skins for holidays. And in this particular instance, Halloween. So, Mr. MICRØ, this right here is quite clearly super gimmicky for Halloween. Would you honestly want to wear this when it's not October? I mean, maybe to keep in your locker, just in case. Maybe if you just feel like being a pumpkin for a while. But would you accept the notion of people probably don't really want to dress up as a pumpkin all year round?
I guess I could accept that. I mean, there's not too many other orange pieces of gear. We do have some. We do actually have some orange hoodie and pants combos, and some orange tier 3 setups. I don't know what we have in terms of orange tier 2 setups. So, if you can get past the pumpkin imagery and just look at it as an orange set, you might be able to make that work. For your preferred color scheme or your outfit. But I guess I got to admit, I don't know if I would use this out of Halloween season. I do have another orange setup I run sometimes, the clan leader mask with the hornet chest plate. It's kind of brownish orange, and in the old, before the HDRP update, I thought it actually worked pretty well to camouflage in the grass biome. There was some element of orange in the foliage, but now that after the HDRP update, you don't quite have that in the grassy areas as much. But I guess I could see this fitting in, performing quite well as a camouflage in like the dusk hours, when you have a pretty orangey light being cast around. And out here, particularly in the swamp with these, some of this vegetation that's around here, it kind of doesn't stand out a ton, right? If I go and stand in this this group of reeds over here.
Yeah, you do kind of blend in reasonably.
You know, I think there are some. You're not gonna blend in most situations, but I think there are moments where this has sort of an advantage for blending in a little. Yeah.
You're like a newscaster out in the wild. Hello.
Coming to you live from the swamp. My orange fit. Yeah, I guess I'll have to admit there's not a lot of places where this could be used to tactically, you know, in a camouflage type situation. But
Hey, it's cool, but hey, it might be a good investment.
I think it's a great job on the sculpt. I think from a technical perspective, let me run back up on the stage here. I think the execution here is really well done. I think it did a great job with the theme, with the vines and the pumpkin fragments. I gotta say, you know, it's a good job. You know, no question about it.
Like, my only concern is, and it's a great reflection. Last year we had the I can't remember the proper name of it. It was like a spooky tier 3 pumpkin jack-o'-lantern design. It did not sell well. It was not the best of investments, and even right now, 2 days away from Halloween, it's still below its rush store price. It's sold for 99 cents. This right here, it's selling for 99 cents as well. It's not selling super crazily, but I think we've said our words in that the cautious thing that we need to be aware of is that people aren't going to want to be wearing it all year round. Very cool design, but you know what? As I said, as I was alluding to, it might not be good now, but next Halloween, it might get fairly cheap and it might be something interesting to invest into. Maybe it's good to hold on to for that next year. Maybe you just want to be a pumpkin all year round. Hey, we've had a whole bunch of vegetable skins appear this year. We had the zucchini, we had the eggplant yoker. We're going vegan. We're going full on vegan, all right? And
is this a fruit or a vegetable?
Oh God! Don't start this. Is it? I'm pretty sure it's a vegetable. God, no, it's got to be. It grows from the ground.
The seeds are on the inside. Does that make a difference?
You know, it's a
vine. I don't really know my botany that well, so.
I'm not a vegan. All right.
I don't think you have to be a vegan to enjoy vegetables, but
I like drinking at Starbucks. It's so spicy.
All right, let's not start getting on stereotypes here. We're gonna get ourselves in trouble with somebody. But I guess one thing to consider is, you know, now that we have this set introduced, which is the road sign gear, that leaves the door open for continuations in the form of tier 3 gear. To match. So maybe if you anticipate that coming down the line, you want to keep your eyes on the road sign kilt, just as a potential investment. That's something to consider.
This is actually something I wanted to ask. There's nothing actually sitting there telling the creators, hey, you can't make another skin after Halloween. What I'm saying is, what's stopping Mr. Robstar, we didn't mention his name until now, Mr. Robstar, could he make tier 3 next week if he felt like it? There's nothing really stopping him.
If he felt strongly that he had a chance at success with that, there's nothing stopping him from doing it.
Because that would apply.
That's silly to do. I mean, maybe you were going to suggest, you know, that would imply having Halloween skins accepted after Halloween, but you know, if the From Hell set is purely a Halloween skin, then you wouldn't expect to see that throughout the year, but we have, and I wouldn't consider From Hell to be purely Halloween themed. I think it has relevance outside of Halloween and could be used anytime you want to have sort of a, you know,
I've also mentioned it.
Role play.
We see many like death-related skins and whatnot that appear throughout the year and whatnot. So, hey, if you, as you said, if you think you got a good enough chance, go for it. Give it a shot. Nothing's stopping you.
There's nothing stopping you from submitting any skin you want. You know,
yes.
In fact, but we know how the system kind of works in general terms, and I think that would be a bit reckless to try doing that. But again, absolutely nothing stopping you.
All right, weapons. Let's go. Oh, top creeps. Are you a top creep, Mr. MICRØ?
You know what? I want to be.
No, come back. You're meant to show off skins.
There we go.
All right then. So
I'm the top creep now.
Alright, so now we're going to move on to the continuations of collections that we've seen in the workshop. And we haven't seen that many because we've been so preoccupied I've suddenly can't speak.
You could do it, Hedge.
Preoccupied with Halloween, and some of them have snuck through, so we'll quickly discuss that. What do I hold in my hands? Why, it is a continuation of the Blackout collection. This is the Blackout Custom SMG. Reload. Very good. Mr. MDE is bringing back another shot in getting another Blackout skin being accepted. Most recently, he's been successful with his Blackout poncho. His Blackout SAR was accepted during Complete the Sets. So, this is something we did expect. When a creator realizes his skin collection suddenly gets something accepted during Complete the Sets, they think, hey, might as well make some more things for it. What could hurt? And, well, I think Mr. MDE really wants to see more things being accepted because he was clearly successful with his poncho recently, sold very, very nicely. Getting a good look at the nice sheen in the light. Thank you, Mr. MICRØ. How about we look at this during the night time? Yes, so it's got a very helpful red dot, red coloration, would say, on the aim sight. It stands out very nicely. We see this all with the Blackout weapons. We saw it with the likes of the SAR. And quite a lot of people do appreciate this a lot. And there goes Mr. MICRØ into the darkness, unseen. He is there, ready to ambush everybody. So let's get back into the light, Mr. MICRØ. Looking very good. MICRØ, feeling optimistic about this one? I think he's got a pretty good shot.
I think he's got a great shot. I mean, we have seen very much the Blackout set being popular and successful over time and staying in demand, and I see no reason for this to not follow a similar trend.
Yes, always in demand, always with a lot of fans wanting more. Mr. MDE, thank you very much. But what we should also quickly point out, Mr. MICRØ, actually I will save it for afterwards, the whole point of we might see some skins from a few weeks back because we've had 2 weeks of Halloween, but we'll save that for last. You know what I'm on about. Mr. MICRØ, shall we show off the black gold crossbow? So, what do I have in my hands? It's the continuation of the black gold collection. So, we were super, super, super relieved to finally see the black gold tier 2 finally get accepted and being added to Rust just before the Halloween weeks. And, well, looks like Mr. Bad Trip thinks, you know what, maybe I could get an extra skin in. And here we are. He's given us the... oh, I didn't even see where that arrow went. He's granted us another black gold weapon skin to look forward to. Looking very nice and shiny. And Mr. MICRØ over there, holding it on his back. Ooh, very shiny. Very cool. Give it a nice spin. Give it a little twirl around. Got all that nice fabric there. Ooh, very nice. Let's turn it to night time. Yes. Walk into the darkness if you want, Mr. MICRØ. Show what it... oh, yeah, very reflective. Now walk back to me. And hold it in your hands and show me how you shoot people from afar. Yes, very nice. I'm not buying your door now.
Oh no! Did I really?
I can't see where you killed my eyes. I can't see where to buy. Well, there you go. So let's get a good look. It's all up close. I like the fabric right there. Thought that was a nice touch with all the leather. Yes, all taped up around here to keep things in place. Very nice touch. Shows off the design, the makeshift part of it. Make it daytime because I can't really see it that properly. Nope, gone too far around. MICRØ, I might need you to stay. I might need you to stand in a bit of a brighter spot. I know that's an awkward thing to say. It's not standing out that much. I think it's just a bit too shiny, or a. Oh, that seems all right. Yep, that's good. So I can get a look in the inside of it. Can see the X markings. See the leather. See the interior. The bolts. The golden nuts. Yes, looking pretty good. But, as I said earlier, we've had quite a lot of crossbow skins this year. I'm a bit cautious. But, if we're going to follow the trend of all the other black gold weapons, if this is accepted, most likely will probably be listed at maybe like $3.99. And that tends to filter out quite a lot of people that want to buy a whole bunch of stock. So with that, I wouldn't be surprised if it seems... It will most likely hold its value for a very long time. Something to look forward to. Good job, Mr. Bad Trip. Thank you very much for finally getting that Black Gold Tier 2 accepted. And look forward to seeing some more potentially in the future. So with that, Mr. MICRØ, shall we move on to the Cold Flame AK-47. Now, I didn't spot this, you did, so thank you very much for keeping an eye on the workshop a lot better than I did. If we recall, we recently had the double barrel shotgun around the same time we had the Skull Killer appear. It paired up quite nice. Oh, I've got the arrow on my head. I can't get it. There it is. Oh, it's falling out at me. Oh, no. Got it. I got it. Right. Yeah, thank you. Anyway. Helpful blue spot on the aim sight. Shooty, bang, bang. Cold flames. Looking pretty good. It's not too insane in its design, but you know what? Simplicity tends to work out quite well with a lot of people. A lot of people appreciate that. Very nice coloration where it matters. At night, does it glow in the dark? No, it does not. No, it does not. So, Mr. MICRØ, Striker Pros. Oh my, look at that. Look how pretty it looks there. Get it a 12, get it a 12. Whoa. And why does it say hot? Why does it say hot? Hot stuff. Oh, let's spin. Mr. MICRØ, give me a 12, give it a good look around. Very nice. Now put it in your hands and show me how good you look whilst holding that. Yeah, whoa. Get a good look at that up close. The flames, looking pretty good. Again, it's called Cold Flame, but it's hot. I'm confused. I'm so confused.
Sending mixed messages, yeah.
Yes. So let's get a quick look at this at night time. Oh, you can see all the light reflecting there, but good look. So yes, quite a lot of people do like to have a bit of a moan, saying skins these days, they're too over the top, they're too silly. It's not what Rust is all about. We need more grounded, realistic designs. Now look at this. I'll tell you what, I think that's what's going to match their preference, their favour, their personal taste. I think what we see right here is a pretty cool, down-to-earth, interesting-looking design for an AK. Now, would it sell really, really well? Would it be super in demand? Well, I mean, we've just seen this Midnight Ghost AK-47 that's just been accepted, and that looks super cool, and it's not too expensive. Hey, you tell me. Wouldn't say no to it, but we've literally just had a blue AK come out. Would it be too soon for this to come out? And then, of course, what we should also point out is, and now I'll say it now, MICRØ, we are aware that because we've had 2 weeks worth of Halloween skins, we've kind of paused on the regular skins per se. With the time frame for skin submissions, we would normally expect that whenever an event goes on, such as Halloween, Christmas, Easter, Valentine's and whatnot, Face Punch wants specific skins for the holiday, for the event. So all the skins that were submitted just before, I'm talking not last week, but the week before that and the week before that, basically at the beginning of October, maybe September, everything that was submitted around then likely will potentially be appearing next week.
Yeah, but we did have specific instructions on when to submit Halloween themed items.
Yes.
Unfortunately, there isn't there isn't like a message that comes to your inbox to say when that's happening. It gets distributed by not quite word of mouth, but Helk passes his instructions to TGG. TGG is the hub for that content, and all the skin makers are in his Discord, and that's their conduit to get access to that information. And if people, meaning skin makers, are keeping up to date with that information flow, they'll be informed as to when to submit various items. So we were told when Halloween would be. In fact, we were advised that there would be a second week and that we can resume submitting for this upcoming week, at the appropriate time. So all that information was passed down. It doesn't always disseminate to everybody, or they don't, people stay up to date mostly and miss one or two updates. But we actually saw it when the announcement was put out for the boxes for storage collections, that we were taking a bit of a break from seeing storage collections. And then we still saw a few trickle in after the fact. Takes a little while for everybody to get the memo sometimes, but yeah, we did know when things were going for Halloween, and then we saw a couple things that weren't Halloween get submitted during that week. They'll probably get pushed to this upcoming batch. So we might actually see a bit larger than normal batch this upcoming week for submissions, just on account of it being disrupted in a bit of a sense of, if you want to say it that way.
Well,
for this Halloween thing,
I think Mr. Fresh did a pretty decent job with his AK right here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some more. Looks cool, but we did just see an AK skin get accepted. But, with the usual routine, we normally see a new AK skin every other 2 weeks. So I wouldn't rule it out, but cool design. Best of luck to you, buddy. Mr. MICRØ, shall we go take a look at the deployables? Because we have 2 deployables to look at, 2 doors to be specific.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to come over here?
Yep. Just put my gun away.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good control. What should we start with? Do you know what? I think we'll talk about the wooden door, because I know you picked out, when it first appeared, the Stump furnace. So this is the Stump wooden door. Looking very cool, looking very interesting. And Stump sold very, very, very nicely when it first appeared. Not sure if it's still maintaining the price at the moment, but as you said, Mr. MICRØ, when you first laid your eyes upon it and you insisted in making sure that we showed it off during the week we first saw it introduced.
That's our thing, right? We normally show off things that have been accepted, and we also talk about continuations. But we do reserve a bit of a spot for things that are standout, that somehow take a new approach.
Yes.
Or have a technical aspect that just is novel or unique or very well executed. And we all sit and look at the workshop for submissions each week, and I'm a very curious and observant person, so I'm always just checking everything out. And when I saw that furnace, I thought, wow, this actually, to me, stands out as being a very nice sculpture job, a very clever, creative idea with a nice color palette. It's just a very well done, well thought out, well executed furnace. And now I'm happy and very pleased to be able to bring to you this door as a continuation. So now we're back to our normal routine, and I think he did the same exact thing with his door. He did a really great job of coming up with a clever and appealing and attractive concept. Execution, turning that into a finished product was really nicely done. And as you're doing there with the lighting, as that lighting hits at various angles, you can really see the depth and
he's done a great job with this.
That sculpt, yeah.
Because
I really do respect that.
You had a great eye for that furnace, and when I saw it for myself, I was like, oh damn! And clearly, we weren't surprised it was accepted. And I'm happy to see he's taken that idea and he's expanding on it, and he's adding more to the collection. I wouldn't say no. It really does look like something that would do very, very nicely. Very cool design, and that's Mr. Y9J. You got a good thing going on here, buddy. We like it a lot. And what I was just doing is I was just kind of tinkering with the light, just to show how it nicely reflects on it. Oh, look at that!
Yeah. Yep.
Yes,
that's the way to do it.
Yes,
show off that detail and the depth.
And then at night, in the evening time, it changes there. Shines. So yeah,
I like the sculpted works. When you have a nicely sculpted skin, it's just really something to appreciate. And it's functional and stylish, and what more could you ask for? Great work.
well, you're a man who gets his skins accepted, so clearly you have a great eye for things that stand out very nicely. Yes. Exquisite taste, Mr. MICRØ, and it's a very welcome addition, Mr. Y9J. Keep up the good work. And talking about doors, we have a door collection to talk about. It is the continuation of the room door collection this time. It is all about the locker. To be precise, this is the locker room door. If you need to quickly run, just walk away, get changed and whatnot, Mr. Sill right here has provided you the door that you need. Hey, when you've got loads of people in your base, you need just a little changing room to by yourself.
Step away to freshen up. I understand.
Yep. So, Mr. Sill starting to figure out possible ideas for different types of doors. Now we have the changing room. When you need to quickly gear up and get ready to go out on a raid, you got the special room for that, where you keep all of your clothing, your armour and whatnot. Mr. Sill has provided us with a very nice looking glow-in-the-dark sheet metal door. Let's get a good look at that during the day. Oh, look at the light reflecting all of those panels. What is the correct wording for the neon panels?
I would call that a dot matrix display.
Yeah, the lighting reflecting on that. Ooh, that looks good. But we're talking more about the glow in the dark. So he's got a cool design here. We can see all the wiring on the door. Let's make it nighttime. And yes, ooh, look at that. And just a little bit below, some more designs. Looking very good. Now, what else could we potentially see from Mr. Sill? We did discuss this, didn't we? Mini-copter garage door. What else could you have? Car garage door? Because you've got to
maybe boats. Yeah.
Boats, yes. There's plenty of things that can still be made, Mr. Sill. Don't stop. Keep going.
Would you consolidate that into just vehicle storage? Maybe you have one for a stable. If you have pets like horses and or dogs or something. I'm not sure how they're going to implement that.
You could just kind of just say vehicle storage. That could, be universal. Like you'd have a picture of a car, a boat, a horse, a helicopter. Yeah, no, you could do all of that. That could definitely work. I did say kitchen. You could probably have barbecue. Party room, with the disco, if you really want it. Where's MICRØ? Oh, where's he got? There he is. Hello. So, Mr. MICRØ, I think that's everything. We didn't have that much to show off in terms of continuations because, there wasn't that much to look to because, again, with all these Halloween skins, we've had to wait quite a while. Yeah. So next week we're back to the normal routine. New skins appearing on Monday. Everything should be finished up by Tuesday. And then we'll see new skins appearing on this next Thursday. But how far back will we see some of these skin acceptances be from? We'll find out. We still got the likes of potentially JPEG Tier 3 armour. That's still in contention to being accepted. That's how far back we can go. Plenty of things to keep an eye out for. But I'll try my best to keep you informed. I'll try my best to keep everybody aware. Mr. MICRØ,
it should be pointed out maybe that that we're only showing these this handful of continuations here, but that's because we're focused on those continuations. There are actually a number of pretty nice submissions for this upcoming week that I would say definitely could be considered as potential candidates. There's some clothing sets. There's at least 2 nice clothing sets, and there's some other some weapons and whatnot. So there's definitely some other potential candidates here on the workshop that, despite not being continuations, I think we have a good batch to choose from. So
Mr. MICRØ, I think that's everything. But shall we do one more round of applause for your acceptance? I see Mr. Morphus here as well. congratulations, buddy. Congratulations, Mr. MICRØ. Good job in getting your skin accepted.
We're both really ecstatic and really thrilled to have the opportunity. And for me, I'm just over the moon. I'm excited to. You wouldn't believe it. Maybe you can't pick it up from the tone of my voice, but I've just been on cloud 9 all the past couple of days. It's really been great.
Give us the inside scoop. Are you going to make a double door?
You know, for next Halloween, that's definitely a good candidate.
Hey, we just talked about this. You don't have to wait necessarily for Halloween. You could get this ready by Monday. Well, I mean, it's up to you.
We'll have to strategize on that and come up with a plan.
All good, all good. Right, Mr. MICRØ. I think there's one more thing to talk about. It's not catching. It's not catching candy, is it? It's. Do you want to talk about Charitable Rust, which is just around the corner? Mr. MICRØ, shall we discuss that with the final part? Well, are you giving away stuff?
Candy.
You're giving away
for everybody.
Charity. So, Mr. MICRØ, would you like to talk about Charitable Rust? Because that is going to be starting in about 3 weeks' time from now, isn't it? So, here we can see it.
I'll just say a couple words, I guess. We have the annual Charitable Rust event coming up November 19th and 20th. It's going to be a 12-hour stream hosted by Rustified, consisting of, on the Rustified server, which is open to the public, by the way. Anybody can join in. There'll be a bunch of events, like essentially a carnival atmosphere with all sorts of ways to interact with some mini games and some parkour courses and I think there's a maze. It's a lot of fun, and there's actually a ton of content creators that do this every year. So if you manage to get on the server, you'll be potentially running into some big content creators also joining on the server that day. And all of this is an event in honor of a charity drive or a charity initiative. This year's Charitable Rust recipient is the World Central Kitchen, and there's to complement or to raise excitement about all this is not only the server, but there's going to be some Twitch drops and some Rust item store skins, and all of that money that gets raised from the skins is going towards the charity this year, which has been a successful endeavor year after year. I think the running total is somewhere in the neighborhood of $800,000, and this year's goal is to get that over to the $1 million mark, which I actually am pretty hopeful that we're going to get there. We've had a lot of enthusiasm about the Rust item market. The player base has been up pretty good lately, so I think we get everyone in the charitable spirit. We can raise some money for a really good cause and end up with hopefully some really cool skins to show for it. Last year's skins were really cool, and I still use those all the time.
Yeah, I was just showing those. Yes, it will be a week of just Charitable Rust skins. So yes, that is something to be expecting. And we'll make sure we'll do a Charitable Rust skin showcase. We'll definitely be sure to do that, won't we? So, Mr. MICRØ, thank you for discussing that. Thank you for helping out with today. Thank you for every previous helpful thing that you've done in the past Saturday Skin Showcase. Congratulations with your skin acceptance. Would you like to say thank you to anyone else?
Well, no, if Morphus is still out there, I just want to say, great job working together. I'm so happy for us both, and I'm so proud of us both, and really want to say thanks to everyone else again for who voted, and Hedge, I want to say thanks to you for displaying that in your weekly skin roundup that you did, and I think you may have driven some traffic over, to the voting.
Hey, they liked it.
I appreciate it.
They liked it. You put the effort in, and you got the reward. People liked it. They gave you questions. They said this looked really cool. Now it's accepted, and now you're gonna make a double door.
My motivation is high right now, and this success is definitely rewarding and a nice way to validate the efforts I've put in over the past, year or so, or however long it's been. I've been working together with some of my friends in the workshop, and positive reinforcement is gonna drive me to continue working, and regardless, you know, I just enjoy being part of the workshop and doing these streams and talking about the technical analysis part of things. So it's all fun for me. It's all been a really enjoyable ride, and this is definitely another high point that will be unforgettable for me. So
Well, all good, buddy. Thank you
to
for
everybody involved with the votes and all that, and hopefully we'll see it again soon.
Yep. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you again next week.
Bye bye.